Welcome to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman, a podcast that deals with the early life of J.R. Hendrick. And now, situated in the Mansion Dream Team Lounge, James Ryan Hendrick. Good afternoon to you young folks in the IVIE, the Independent Visually Impaired Entrepreneur Association, to the American Council of the Blind. I congratulate you. I support you. It's because of that reason that yesterday I submitted to Congress as some policy directives, some rules of sustainability for small business. Now, one of those rules is faith-based initiatives. Now, the president has made it clear when he returned from Charlotte to a certain reporter, he would not sign the bill unless he got 100% of the U.S. House voting in favor. So, there we go. And then he would accept a simple majority in the Senate. If you ask me, I think he's being unreasonable. But that's beside the point. The point is, I would like to see Congress authorize for block grants to go to the states. Matching grants from the states, matching block grants from the federal government. Cut the waste and red tape. Another thing I heard today that's being introduced with some bipartisan support, save maybe one Democratic congressman from Iowa, the small business lending enhancement bill that is now going to be voted before Congress after the August recess, which will take place on August 18th. And Congress will not reconvene until September 5th, except for certain committee meetings to work on the various bills. I'm reaching out for some of you who are in business or who are interested in entrepreneurship. I've never been blind. My son is. He studied public affairs. I didn't think he was gifted at entrepreneurship. But this summer, during his internship, he has proved me wrong. Like I know many of you can. I'm also interested in those that are interested in becoming entrepreneurs. The SBA can help you grow as well. Let's think about it. Let's think about what can be important. Let's reach for more SBA grants instead of loans. I'm not a big fan for going into debt. And we have a deficit problem enough as it is. Now, my hope is that these block grants will offer services to those who are visually impaired and non-disability benefits of any kind, state or federal, that they can sign up for a grant and participate in business ownership without evasion, without having to deal with the red tape. My hope is that Congress will look past some of its partisan wrangling and do something about the block grants. Part of it, I'm hoping, is a part of the Small Business Lending Enhancement Act. give a line of credit to those who are entrepreneurs. And even aspiring entrepreneurs who want to develop a plan. And why not? The future is in your hands. This morning, I flew down to Greensboro, North Carolina, and I spoke to a Christian high school where they're teaching such things as entrepreneurship and marketing. Young people should have those skills, even in high schools, but we don't teach them like we should. I'm here as long as I am the director of policy and liaison with FBA and the director of the Entrepreneurial Affairs Agency to see to it that we carry out these things as they should be. We need to shake up things in the SBA. Back in the Bush years, well, particularly 1992, they were guaranteed mandated loans. Businessmen and entrepreneurs who also wanted to go into commodities, there was guaranteed mandated raising in taxes. And that's something that shouldn't happen. And that's why Bush lost the election. But I'm here to help my fellow Americans. To be there for my fellow Americans. I'm here for you, regardless. And I hope you can find it in your heart to understand why I'm here. We've had a lot of cycles. I grew up at the tail end of the Great Depression and World War II. I remember some of the rationing we had to go through. I remember the hard times when my mama had to provide for me while my dad was in Korea. I remember how much better it was when I was 15 and I moved with my family into the oil fields. Went to high school. Got a job when I got in the 11th grade. Made my way all the way into college. Yeah, it was a little wild. But the real test came in '64. Lots of Texas folk, they were drafted off into the war, or they helped the war effort, such as with oil. And in 1966 and 67, I struck it rich with a few of my friends. I did it so that my firstborn son, blind or not, can accept my legacy. Then came the 70s. The price of everything started coming up. Having to raise a son. 71, being sent off to Vietnam, the Air Force. Serving there. And then the hard times. High price of food and living because of inflation. Back in 78. And the crash. And Reagan promising to fix things. And then the economy rebounded. And then because Bush raised taxes, it screwed up. But I'm here to tell you, I'm here to help us get America back the way it should be. So, IVIE, the American Council of the Blind, I want to thank you all for being there for me. Good evening, my fellow Americans in this, and God bless you. God bless you. Hope you enjoy listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the adventure. This is J.R. Hendrick. This is James Hendrick saying, get ready for the rest of the story. It gets more bumpy from here. Interesting from here.